Okay, accelerated 2. We have a lot of data now for all these questions. 17 people answered this question. So let's look and find the ones with the most gray bars, and we'll do 2 of them. And I see right here, we have 2 problems that 10 people got wrong and 9 people got right. And so we are all going to do this problem right now. Where is my marker? There we go. So I wonder if you would like to see 2 different ways. Since I saw 2 different ways to solve it, I'm going to show you what I call method 1 and method 2. Okay, so method 1 is the same thing that I did last time. Okay, so method 1, I would distribute first and get negative 7z plus 21. Don't forget that plus because we have a negative times a negative. Then I'm going to draw the line under my equal sign. I'm going to put the variable on the left. I'm going to put my numbers on the right. And when they go over the line, I will change that sign. Okay, so then that would be negative 42 plus 21 is negative 21. And then we just divide both sides by 7. And we get negative 3, which looks like 9 students did get, but we had, some students probably forgot the negative sign. Not sure what happened here. You can tell me. And then maybe some guesses. Okay. Method 2. Since we have distribution and distribution is multiplication, you could start off by doing an inverse operation of division and getting rid of that distribution if you wanted to. Then the right side just becomes z minus 3, and the left side is going to be negative 6. And then just to make this completely different, I'm not even going to put my variables on the left, numbers on the right. I'm just going to add 3 to both sides. And that is negative 3. Okay, so 2 different ways. This way you divide by the distribution first. This way you distribute and then follow the same method I did last time. And you get to pick the way that gets you the answer. I just need you to get answers in the way that gets them there correctly. So let's use method 2 again here. So we explored method 1 last time. So let's, what am I going to divide by? I'm going to divide by 5, and then that's negative 6. X plus 1, subtract 1 from both sides, negative 7. Done. Okay? Just so you know, I'm not rigid, unwilling to see multiple methods. Okay. All right, now this is the same thing, but we have, man, people were really getting these distributing ones wrong. And I wonder if this second method is really going to help some people because it gets rid of the negative signs. See, we have like 3 negative signs, right? And so maybe that could be, all these negative signs can get lost, and then you get the answer wrong. So I'm going to divide by 0.5. And I wonder, when we divide by 0.5, it's really just multiplying by 2. So 4.5 times 2 is 9. And the negatives cancel. And I just have x minus 7.1. Add 7.1. Add 7.1. And that is 16.1. Checking the answer. 16.1. Oh, and they check their answer like that. That's a pro way to do it. All right. Any more? We have 8, 8, 8, 6. So 8 people got it. Ooh, and it has a fraction. Well, let's do it. Okay, so this one, I would not use method 2 because if I divide both sides by 7, then I get another fraction. So I don't want to use method 2. I'm going to use method 1 of distributing. Let me just write the problem out. So sometimes you gotta, you know more than one way can help you. So that's going to be 7y minus 63 over 7, which is just 9. So I'm just going to write that. And so the distribution is done there. And then on the other side, I just bring down the -3. And now I'm going to put my, I'm just going to add the 9 to both sides. And that would be -3 plus 9 is 6 over 7y. Look at that. Are you guys proud of me? I did the whole problem with my variable on the right side, and I felt so uncomfortable, but finished. 6, 7. Final answer. Boom. 6, 7. Okay, so there you go. More than one method. That's why we had 2 Edpuzzle videos on the same assignments. Whoa! Now we got some gray bars here. Okay, and this one has 12 people got this one wrong, and only 2 people got this one right. And I didn't preview it, so I might get it wrong too. Leon tried to solve an equation step by step. 1/2 W minus 12 equals 18. Probably added the 12 to both sides to get 30, right? So that looks good. No problem there. And then he's supposed to multiply by 2. And then that should be 60. So step 2 should say W equals 60. Step 2, yes. Step 2 is the first time that we see incorrect information. Make sense? Come on, Leon. I can't say I'm not reading it. Gabby tried to solve an equation step by step. Did she do it? We will see. So she looks like she did the method 2. Okay, so Gabby looks like she divided both sides by 0.1 because I know 2 divided by 0.1 is 20. So that works out. Then it looks like she subtracted. So that works out. And then she divided by 0.5, but 14 divided by 2 is 7. 14 divided by 0.5 is going to be 28. So Gabby has the wrong step in step 3. Final answer. Let's see. Step 3. Okay. So many gray bars. Might as well do one more. Chase tried to solve the equation step by step. And it looks like Chase used, oh, we should do this one because this has a fraction for the division, for the distribution. And so we are not going to divide both sides by 1/3, although we could. Well, we can multiply by the reciprocal of 1/3. Have you ever done that? If you have a fraction and you want to get rid of it on both sides, you can multiply by its reciprocal. So 1/3 and 3/1 are called reciprocals. It's flipped. Like, so 6/7, the reciprocal would be 7/6. Okay? And so when you multiply by reciprocals, you get 1. Be 3/3, which reduces to 1, which in our terms means cancels out. And then 3 times 3/1 is 9. So that's good. And then we add 3 to both sides. We get 12. Chase did not make a mistake. Chase did good job. Oh, all right. I'm glad we did that one. And I hope that helps somebody somewhere out there. So let's Talk about the word problems. All right, Kate buys 10 tickets to a show. She also pays a $5 parking fee. She spent $35 to see the show. Okay, I feel like we did this one in the first headphone. Anyway, Kate buys 10 tickets to a show. And so we know there's a cost per ticket, right? So 10x, where x is the cost of a ticket. So you got to multiply that to get the total cost, right? And then she had to pay for parking. And she spent $35 altogether. So that equation should look like that. Ram has 35 gel pens. He gives an equal number. Oh, gives an equal number. That means he's dividing, unless it's just one person, to each of his 5 friends. Oh man, Ram, that's a textbook division problem there. 35 divided by 5. And he left 10 pens for himself. This is like what we got to do, but we don't know. What don't we know? He gives an equal number to his 5 friends, each 10 for himself. We don't know what that equal number is actually. So that is an unknown equal number, but he's dividing it by 5. And then he's leaving 10 for himself. And when after he does that, it has an equal 35 because he only has 35. So I get x over 5 minus 10. And now I'm looking and I don't see x over 5 minus 10. So I have 2 choices. 5x plus 10 equals 35. And I have 35x plus 5 equals 10. So I got to make some sense out of this. Well, if I multiply 35 times something, it's going to be bigger. And I know that 35 is as much as he had. So it can't be bigger than 35. So it's not this one. So let's make sense of why it's this when I have this. Okay. So 5 friends times unknown gel pen per friend. This would give you total gel pens given out. Add to that the 10 left for RAM. It's got to equal 35. So I'm comfortable selecting this as the right answer. And actually, the more I look at mine, I don't like mine anymore because we do have to divide 35 by, well, we can't divide 35 by 5 because he's got to leave 10 for himself first. So so mine doesn't actually work. So I'm really glad this was multiple choice one. Okay, Yin spends 10 hours on homework this week. She spends 5 hours on science and then answers 35 math. I remember doing this. Okay, so Yin spends 10 hours on homework this week. That's the total amount. Whenever I see the total, that is what's going to equal 5 hours on science and 35 math problems. And we don't know how long each one took, but we can multiply the time spent on the math problem by on each math problem. So this is time spent per problem, like evenly distributed. And then if you multiply that by the 35 problems, you get the total time spent on math, Total time spent on science, add them together, it's 10. All right, so that was kind of long. And let's do one more word problem. Call it time. Let's see. What is the month? This is 7. People got this one wrong. Only 2 people got this one right. 10 people got this one wrong. All right, let's do this one. The perimeter of a rectangle is 34 units. Its width is 6.5. First thing I'm going to do is draw a rectangle. Because anytime we have not a picture we can draw, we should draw it. And it doesn't matter where you put the length and the width, but width here. So that means we got a 6.5 up here. And we know the perimeter is 30. Okay, so there's my given information. Write an equation to determine the length. So we know that the length is x. There's also x in both spots. The perimeter is adding all the sides together. So I think you could say x plus 6.5 plus 6.5 equals 34. Or you could say 2x plus 13 equals 34. Right? 2x plus 13 is 34. Simplified version of the perimeter. Then you can draw a line on the equal sign. Get rid of 13 from both sides. That would be 21. That's 21. 3. There's a 1 and then the. All right. And then divide both sides by 2 and we get 10.5. 10.5 is the length of the rectangle. There you go. All right. So hopefully that helps someone out there and all of us, because now we're going to go back to class. We are going to get everyone to 100. And on Thursday, we're going to have a big assessment that has all these types of problems and probability, because some people did not get the score they want on the probability quiz, and we want to give them another chance. So this week is about not only reviewing this material, but going back in your Khan Academy and taking time to work on anything that you are not comfortable with. And we will also do that tomorrow in class. I will see you there.